のひらに握った花びらがひとひら舞い落ちて初めて出会ったの同じ場所でいつから忘れた高鳴る気持ちを隠さないで私に全て見せて Your smile is mine 桜舞う夜にもう一度夢を見よう現実を脱ぎ捨て花になろう遥かな風のささやき耳を澄ませばほら終わらない桜も行き過ぎ二人で歩んでこう降り注ぎきらめく夢になろうさまよう迷子のように見失ってもほら輝く愛は消えない
Hello, and welcome back to Sakuramoyu, and let's get started with today's read-through. It's morning. By the way, in real life, it is morning. I literally just woke up. Morning will soon come to the Yoru of Sanzen Town. The clock tower hand showed those seeking Yume, and tonight's Yoru were returning to the outside world. However, I was still unable to lead that Yoru. I will now inherit Hiori's lost child tendencies. I murmur. It's the price of Maho. The Maho I sought to find Hiori, who had disappeared into the Yoru, but I failed. With the Maho I prayed for and sought, I couldn't find Hiori. Only this price remained. Yume no Nedoko. I want to return there. To resolve the various problems I'm currently facing, I feel it would be best to first return to where Asai-san is. But it's no good. I don't know the way back. Over and over again, it should be a path I walk repeatedly, both inside and outside the Yoru. I'm receiving the cause of being lost. Honestly, I hadn't thought it was such a heavy price. If someone were to point out that I had somewhat easily dismissed that which must have troubled Hiori for a long time, then perhaps that would be true. Even though I failed, it's a price that stands on equal footing with Maho. It can't possibly be something trivial. I kept running straight along the tracks from the night amusement park and somehow managed to return to the terminal station in time. But from there, which path should I have taken? How should I walk to reach the Yume no Nedoko, where Asai-san is waiting for me to return? Sweetie, I want to go home quickly, and I want to tell Asai-san the situation and ask for her help. There's no time to be lost on the path like this. Even while I'm doing this, I can't help but worry about Hiori, who disappeared into the Yoru. Hiori, who lost her heart and became a kage, wandering in the Yoru. Inochi. Okay, I was trying to remember what they mean by heart there. It means life, which is Inochi. If I don't somehow pull her back to the side before morning, it will be too late. Hiori will be lost in darkness forever. Before I knew it, I arrived here, Hiori's house, the long stone steps leading to Yorotsuki Jinja. Why am I here? My destination was the Yume no Nedoko. I wandered through the familiar landscapes, unable to decide what to do. In the end, I arrived here purely by chance. There's no time. No time at all. Morning will be here soon. I can't afford to take such a detour. I had to go. Suddenly, a thought struck me. You're at the top of these steps. Why, I wonder. Did I just assume that as a matter of course? Above, I can see the shrine grounds. I could see the faint light of lanterns illuminating the Yoru air. And there Hiori. You're waiting for me. Because I felt it so strongly, even though there was no basis for it. So I took a step onto the stairs. It was strange. Step by step, one by one, I slowly ascended those stone steps. And then something suddenly bloomed in my heart. Yakusoku. It was that Yoru, 10 years ago. The Yoru Hiori got lost at the night amusement park. Hio-chan, you get lost again? Yeah, if one of us gets lost. I was remembering the rest of the yakusoku I made with Hiori that Yoru, that if you get lost, I'll definitely come for you. Nah, Hio-chan, let's make just one more promise. I'm sure I said this to the little Hiori, walking hand in hand with me. Let's decide on a meeting place. If one of us gets lost, let's aim for that spot and walk there to meet, even if separated. Won't it have the scary feeling? Hiori nodded at me, and when I said that,
私のことを探してくれてる大河にちゃんと見つけてもらえるようにって、ただ迎えに来てもらえるのを待ってるばかりじゃなくって、私も頑張って歩くよ。そこを目指して。
So please, Hiori said anxiously.
いつだって迷子な私がちゃんとそこにたどり着けるかどうかわかんないけども、頑張るよ。またこうして迷子な私と一緒に手をつないで歩いてくれるように。
I can't help but remember Hiori's face from back then. And so the meeting place we decided on together. That place was Kodobasho wa. It's there. I looked up to where the stone steps led. The grounds of the Yorotsuki Jinja. That was the meeting spot for the two of us. We decided together, long ago. It's Hiori's house. If I could properly reach her house, then I wouldn't be lost anymore. Back then, when we were little kids, so small and lacking in so many ways, we couldn't even grasp something so simple. No, wait. Even though we were young, we understood that much. Perhaps we were just wanted to have a promise that was only ours, and that was enough. In that night, when we walked hand in hand, I don't know how we felt about each other then, but still, my heart was somehow fluttering, enough to make such an overly vague promise. I was happy to think that I was the only one who could find this lost girl, especially for me back then, busy playing the hero. Hiori also said I was the first person to ever search for her when she was lost. That's why I was so light-footed, so elated. When did the two of us let go of the hands we clasped? Why did we forget that promise so naturally, treating it as a distant past memory, or perhaps just a silly exchange of words? Because we could never become more than Osana and Najimi, and we never even thought about trying to be. Hiori must feel the same. We'd forget it by the morning. Even if it was something so light, it shouldn't have been worth regretting for either of us. So in that faint light, I took a look up at from here. In those shrine grounds, we decided on as our meeting place. Hiori is waiting for me. How much of a possibility is that? I stared intently at my palm.
また一緒に手をつないで歩けることを目指して頑張って私もあそこを探すよ。
I had no choice but to make those words my hope. Even if I found Hiori, it wouldn't make the Maho's cost disappear. I'd still be lost in the Yoru. Even so, and the only place I could aim for now was there. Lost in the Yoru, huh? Somehow, our roles are reversed, aren't they, Hio-chan? I said that with a wry smile and climbed, step by step with unnecessary caution. I hadn't noticed that change. Each time I climbed a step, it wasn't just a yakusoku with Hiori one by one. Forgotten childhood memories were resurfacing.
大丈夫。
A whisper.
絶対絶対。君を一人ぼっちにはさせないよ。
A whisper.
だから信じて。お願い。
It drifted. The words and feelings resurfacing were scattered like petals dancing in the yoru. It was Maho. I used the Saigo no Maho. I wished to find Hiori and receive permission from Kuro. Saigo no. That meant the end of my Tokubetsu boyhood. I only just realized that now. Each time I took a step, I recall a memory that should have been precious, and then forget it. I was becoming an adult. It felt as if I was saying sayonara to something precious. Tears. Before I knew it, countless tears were wetting my cheeks. Things I didn't want to forget. Things I shouldn't forget. Things that I held in my hand. So many invisible feelings were drifting away. I believe this is the right thing to do now. I have people I want to save. A yume I want to fulfill. Dakara. For now, this is fine. Demo. Sabishi. Something deep inside ached. Still, I couldn't stop. Just a little further. Just a few more steps. And I'll reach the shrine grounds. Believing that Hiori, her smile awaited me beyond the destination. I tried to imagine such a future. What? My body suddenly grew heavy. My breathing grew ragged. My throat and lips felt abnormally dry. My entire body even throbbed with pain. What is this? With every step up the stairs, my memories scattered to the bottom of the yoru. This is growth. Not just my mind, but my body itself is becoming an adult. There was no way to confirm if I was actually aging, but that sense of fatigue was definitely there. Each step up the stairs aged my body by a year. Each time, my entire body grew heavy. That's how it felt. What is this? It's just like a Akumu. My heart started to refuse in becoming an adult. Not yet. I still wanted to remain in this special yoru. Suddenly saying sayonara to all the feelings that have watched over me by my side all this time. With a heart still so lonely, I had no confidence to live in the adult world. That was my fear, taking shape within the yoru. Truly a Akumu. I sighed and looked at the sky. If I turned back now, if I went down the stairs, could my mind and body return to the childhood, to that Tokubetsu boyhood? I tried turning back one step and then two. My body felt a little younger. One by one, two by two, the memories I should have lost also resurfaced. If I went all the way down, Asai-san, Toya, Kuro, that slightly mysterious everyday light with them, would be waiting for me again tomorrow. That would be choosing not to become an adult yet. The cost of the Maho would probably remain, but if I talked to the three of them, maybe they'll offer a solution. I had that hope. But then Hiori would be left behind in the yoru. Is that okay? Of course not. So, I have to keep going. But whether my body will actually last until I reach the top of these stairs. Each step up meant forgetting one memory from my boyhood. My body aged by year, weakening. Stairs. It looked like there was still dozens of steps left. Would my lifespan last that long? Even if I managed to climb up all the way up, there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee, nothing at all, that this journey will be rewarded. Hiori, it's not certain that you'll be waiting for me. Hiori didn't ask me to help her. So what should I do? Am I to go forward or turn back? I'm lost. I'm losing my way. Should I become an adult? Or do I still want to remain a boy? Which farewell should I choose? I'm lost in life. I wanted to hold my head in my hands. I wanted to stop and keep agonizing here forever. Even so, Hiori, if I turn back here, it feels like I'll spend the rest of my life filled with regret and then it'll be over. Even when my final moment eventually arrives, I'll surely be profoundly disappointed in myself for having turned back here. So, I'll go forward. Hiori, I want to laugh and talk about all sorts of things with you again. I hate this kind of farewell. I just muttered it to no one in particular. By doing so, I deceived myself about how my body grew heavier with each step I climbed. Just a few more steps until I reached the shrine grounds. By the time I climbed that far, I could barely stand on my trembling legs. Hiori. I called her name. I tried to shout as loudly as I could towards the shrine grounds and looked up at, or so I thought. But it was nothing more than a faint wheezing sound, like air escaping from deep within my throat. No one was there to answer such a voice. I gripped my teeth and climbed another step. My body grew even heavier. How many more steps? I looked at my almost failing eyesight. There wasn't even 5 more steps. It should be. It's blurry, but that's how it looks. Just a little more. I muttered and swayed. Inexplicable drowsiness had begun to overcome me. It was as if my body's vital functions were shutting down one by one, preparing to fall into sleep. If I close my eyes like this, it's over. Everything's over. My weakened body will likely never awaken again. I collapsed onto the stairs. I crawled forward even so. 3 more steps. 2, 1. Breathless, I climbed. Climb to the top. The shrine grounds of the Yoru I had crawled up to. There was... Of course. I knew it. As expected, no one was there. I have failed yet again, making a choice after getting lost. That meant I wouldn't be able to achieve my Yume. I couldn't stand up anymore. Not only that, but even speaking or continuing to breathe was difficult. What was going on? Like, I know he only described him getting old, but
太陽が目覚めるまでに走り出さないと。大河が危ない。
like, did he literally get old? I'm a little confused. It's the first time they're introducing something like that. I don't know, man. I know as you grow older, you lose the ability to go to the Yoru, but like, I don't know about him being like actually getting old. You only describe it as the feeling of getting old, but I don't know, man. It's... Let's see. Nana-chan's words startled me. I turned to Nana-chan with a speed that even surprised myself.
大河が危ないってどういうこと？それは
Nana-chan told me what had happened to Taiga now.
大河
Doshite. I wish no one cared about me. That said, I was now lost, searching for her who had disappeared, even using Maho. Paying the price for that Maho, I strayed into the Yoru. It could no longer get out. Najan said she heard from Toya, who was with me, that I had gone to the amusement park to look for her. But she wasn't there. She was here. So even if I used Maho there, all that would remain was its price.
朝が来ればどうなるの？
What would happen to Taiga, still lost in the Yoru? What did in danger truly mean?
タイガはあなたの代わりに影となる。そして夜の中を永遠にさまよい続ける。いつか幸せだった時間ばかりを追い求めて。それがあの子の想像してしまった代償だよ。
So that's what it means to become Michael in the Yoru, in Hiori's place. That's what Nana-chan says.
私の代わり。
Suddenly, I looked down at my own body. As dawn neared, the body meant for Kage slowly regained color. Taiga used Maho to take my place. I returned the Inochi to where it originally belonged. Still, that Inochi is still making its way back inside me. When Asa comes, the Niño is supposed to turn into new life out in the real world. Tayo no Toki. Anyway, and be reborn from scratch, starting over from a baby. Combo. There was an entry in the diary I found in the closet that said that's what would happen. That's already a new someone. I can't even call my Okasa anymore. That was still fine. She'll use her like Inochi better than I ever could. For Yume, Kibo, etc. She'll live with those things, unfolding freely. I told myself that was my reason, trying to wipe away the guilt that has been growing in my chest day by day. And yet, Taiga. どうして？
日和、今度はあなたの夢を叶える番だよ。
Nana-chan said that to me over and over.
10年前のあの夜からずっとその胸に秘めたままの魔法を使って。
She kept staring at me, tilting her head just a little.
あなたは自分には夢も希望も何もないって言っていたけれど、それらは今あなたの中で迷子になってしまってるだけだ。よく思い出してみて。よくよく思い描いてみて。きっとあなたの心にそれはあるはずだよ。ねえ日和、夜の世界に生まれ直す。そういう次を選びたいとあなたは言っていたけれど。
If within the Yoru, I could become a completely different kind of Nekemono.
大切に思いたい誰かのそばにいつも寄り添う。その人が何か困難に立ち止まるならいつでもそばで力を貸したい。そういう風に夜を生きる。夢も希望も何もない自分だから、大切な人の夢や希望を応援していく生き方もきっといい。日和、あなたはそう言っていたけれど。でもね日和、そうすることはいつでもできるよ。外の世界で精一杯生き抜いた後でも、そうするには十分に間に合うんだよ。
Toya's friend burned through the time of life. She'd been given, giving it everything she had out in the outside world. That's why, when it came to the choice of being reborn into the Yoru, I probably never hesitated.
あなたはまだ与えられた命を全部使い切ってない。だから今は 誰かのためじゃなく、自分のためにまずは生きてほしいから。
So please, just a little longer. Don't give up on living in the real world. Tayo no toki. Nana-chan was whispering that under her breath. Yume. My saigo no maho. To grant my yume.
いらない。
I shook my head tremblingly.
私に魔法はいらないよ。
Before my words, Nana-chan lowered her eyes sadly. And then, as if she couldn't say anything more, she took my hand.
ううん。
I shook my head. That's not it, Nana-chan. Please, don't make such a sad face.
今はまだ必要ない。そう言いたかったの。今は？そう。今はまだ魔法に頼るような時じゃない。それにね、ナナちゃん。私は大河と一緒じゃないと魔法になれない。そうだよね。
Besides, even without Maho, I'm sure I can reach it, I muttered, gazing intently out the dark train window.
ねえ、ナナちゃん。一つだけ教えてほしいことがあるの。うん。何？あのね、夢は変わってしまってもいいと思う？
To Nana-chan, who was sitting next to me, gently holding my hand. To my chisai no kami-sama no yoru, I asked. Yoru no chisai no kami-sama.
ずっと思い描いていた夢があったとして、子供の頃からこうなりたいと思ってた未来があったとして。
Wait, I'll be right back. Some random ass YouTube video started playing in my background. Okay, I'm back. I have no idea why that tab suddenly started playing something. Anyway.
でも、それはいつしか大人になっていく中でどうしても叶えられないものだと知ってしまって。
I would certainly despair of myself. When I realized I can't become the future self I envisioned and admire as a child, I even hated that self.
こんな自分は無価値だと泣いて自分にため息をついて命そのものを見捨ててしまいたいとさえ願うこともあるかもしれない。
Then Nana-chan bit her lip. Like you, suffering by someone's side for their sake. I prayed I could become such a kind being. That too is a yume. A way of light like a yume.
ねえ、ナナちゃん、教えてよ。夢は変わってしまってもいいと思う？それってさ、小さな頃の自分を裏切ることにはならないかな。
To Nana-chan, who tilted her head, I replied.
ずっとこうなりたいって思ってた。でも自分にはそうできない。そのための能力がない。才能がない。そう気づいてしまったから、また別の夢を見る。
Nana-chan, I wonder that kind of thing is forgivable.
許してもらえる。一体誰に？例えばね、この世界に神様みたいな誰かがいるとして、私たちが夢を叶えようといろいろその人なりに頑張ってみたりする、そういうのを見ている誰かがいるとしてね。
If only those favored by that someone are told they can fulfill their yume.
最初に抱いた夢を無理だって決めて諦めてしまって、またすぐ次の夢。そんなことをして 誰かに怒られたりしないかな。なんでもっと夢を叶えるために努力ができないんだって。そんな怠け者には新しい夢なんて叶えられるはずがないし、叶えてなんてあげないよって、そういう風に言われちゃったりしないかな。
Even if my Yume changes, will my Maho still remain the same and grant my Yume? I had that kind of fear, but
ナナちゃん、私、新しい夢を見つけたよ。
when I closed my eyes, I saw myself walking with Taiga. I'm smiling so happily it even surprises me. I want to make that mirai come true.
だから、お願い、
So I prayed to the Chisai Kami-sama beside me.
お願い、ナナちゃん。どうか私をタイガのところへ連れてって。もしもあなたが許してくれるなら、新しい私の夢を叶えさせてください。朝が来る前にタイガを見つけられればなんとか間に合う。
Nachan drove the Densha in the direction I wished for.
タイガが魔法の代償で日和の中に命を戻してくれた。だから日和、命あるあなたのその手でタイガのことをつなぎ止めるんだ。
By doing so, I could save Taiga from the deaths of the Yoru. But that can only happen tonight. If Asa comes, Taiga will become a Kage belonging to the Yoru.
魔法が成功しても失敗しても日和の中に命が帰っていくようにとタイガは夜に願ったみたいだけれど。
Yeah, that's not it. It's not it, is it? I'm sure. Did Taiga intentionally imagine the Maho in that way? Or did he unconsciously wish for it that way, as if to punish himself? As if to let go of his own life?
タイガにも何か自分を許せないような思いがあるのかも。
I'm the one who always searched for the value of my own life. So, somehow, I can't help but imagine the lonely feelings that you might also have. Taiga,
会いたいよ、タイガ。
I want you to tell me your feelings too. If we share those heavy, painful feelings, I'm sure we'll be able to bear them and keep walking somehow.
朝はもうすぐそこだよ。だから日和、間違いないんだね。本当にそこでいいんだね。
Nachan kept pressing me as if to confirm. Taiga is really there, right? I nodded. No doubt. Absolutely.
タイガはあそこに必ずいてくれる。
The night scenery flowing past the train window. I gazed beyond it, at the promise.
約束だよね、タイガ。覚えてるよ、私。あなたとした約束をちゃんと今でも覚えているから。
So please, I want you to remember that promise with me too. I don't want you to forget it. The place Nachan sent me was the grounds of the Yorotsuki Jinja. This is Taiga and my meeting place. I jumped off the Densha alone and looked around. It's pitch black. No one's here. Not even the human Kage could be seen.
タイガ、
I softly, quietly tried calling his name. There was no reply. As expected, it seemed there was no one here but me. Not yet, anyway. It's okay. This must be the place. He will come here.
だって約束したんだもん。
That's right. Taiga should definitely be aiming for this place too. I'm sure of it. Taiga is remembering his promise with me. I believe that. But I believe it.
迷子。
Taiga's lost right now, instead of me. In that state, will he truly be able to make it here?
それにタイガは朝までに私と会えないといけないって知ってるのかな。
Otherwise, he'll be lost forever. Is he in a situation where he can properly understand that? I'm uneasy. Right now, Watashi, this time, I want to go pick you up. But I guess become a Kage, wandering the Yoru. Even if I were to pass by such a taiga.
ごめん、タイガ。そんなあなたのことに、私、ちゃんと気づけるか、怖いよ。
I had no choice but to stay still and wait here. What if I go out searching carelessly and we end up passing each other? It sends shivers down my spine. That passing each other would continue forever. We would never be able to meet again, no matter what. At that moment, I felt like I heard something. A voice. I felt like someone called me. I turned around. But still, no one was there. Just the darkness of the Yoru. Darker than night itself. Stone steps leading to the Jinja grounds. And beyond them, the night town spreading out. Its glimmer was about to sink into the quiet of the awakening morning. There was all there was.
タイガ。
I tried calling your name again. A faint breeze passed through. The cherry branches swayed, rustling. Was that faint sound like a whisper? Just like me conveniently mistaking it for the voice I want to hear most right now.
違う。
I bit my lip and shook my head. I definitely heard it. I heard it. I heard your voice calling me.
タイガ。
I shouted.
どこ？
I called out with all my might.
どこにいるの？タイガ。
There was no reply. I reached into the darkness and shouted many times. 10 years ago, in the night, you found me, lost in a dark place, and you held my hand and walked with me. What if, I thought, what if Taiga was here, huddled in the pitch black darkness, just like I was back then, crouching as if blending into the Ozora. A dark night. What if it was just that we couldn't see each other?
見つけなきゃ。
I squeezed my palms tight.
私があなたを見つけなきゃ。
That's right. You're calling me. I stretched out my hand, letting it wander, searching. If only this hand could touch you. Then I believe that we can meet again. Demo.
ダメ。
My outstretched hands touch nothing. There's nothing at all. Morning is coming.
ダメよ。お願い。
The sparkle and murmur of the odor slowly began to sink into the depths of the profound silence.
もう少しだけ待ってよ。お願い。だから。
Tears welled up. Even so, the Yoda gave me no answer. Time never waits for us. It's morning. Morning has come to the real world.
もうダメ。
Time's up? I murmured to the sky. I looked up at. All the town's darkness was illuminated by the morning light and vanished. Will your heart, Inochi, also vanish? Me too. I'll stop reading here too. I realized something. Without you, I can't see. Neither Yume nor Kibo. Nothing at all. Covering my face with both hands, I'll break down crying. Just as I was about to do so, someone suddenly pulled my hand. I staggered and stumbled forward. Beyond that was a staircase. A long, very long stone staircase leading to the shrine grounds. No, I'm falling. I can't brace myself. I close my eyes. I'm falling down many stairs. And that's the end. That's what I think, but someone was there, holding me close. My supported body was trembling. I tried to open my eyes, but I couldn't. I just couldn't. What should I do? Someone's chest, holding me tight, clinging to it. I trembled. I was scared. I couldn't open my closed eyes. I didn't know what was happening now. I didn't know, but what if this was a bad dream? It was scary to face reality before me. But Hiori, yeah, I'll be okay, right? You're calling my name. This time, it couldn't be a mistake. I believe you. Facing reality is scary, and I'm anxious, but it's okay. This surely isn't a bad dream, right? Gathering my courage, hesitantly, I opened my eyes. A sigh escaped me, thanks to someone taking my hand. I was no longer in the Yoru, but in the sparkling, dazzling morning light of just waking up. Just by gazing at you, gently smiling, I was filled with tears. I, who was Maiko, had Hiori lead me back to my Yume no Nedoko. Asai-san and others weren't there. Is it possible to do something about the lost child that remains within me? I had intended to discuss things from now on, but from now on, if I don't have Hiori leading me by a hand like this, I wonder if I'll be unable to go anywhere. I imagined that I would take on Hiori's lost child at the cost of Maho. As a result,
気をつけてね、タイガ。
Hiori says,
お腹がすくとね、どうしてだか頭の中がぼんやりしちゃって、迷子が強くなっちゃうよ。
I see. The anxieties Hiori had been carrying until now, the feeling of powerlessness she had about herself. I might finally understand those things in their true sense.
よかった。
Hiori murmured softly.
タイガ、また会えてよかったよ。
Hiori smiles faintly, as if saying this is enough. If you're by my side, that's all that matters.
タイガが迷子にならないよう、私がずっとこうしてタイガと手をつないでる。タイガとまたこうしていられるなら、それくらいなんでもないよ。
I gaze at my hand I'm holding with Hiori. She doesn't even know the path she should take. She doesn't even... Hiori's hand, caught in such anxiety. I had easily let go of it until now. School ends after school. After a casual goodbye, how much anxiety and worry must Hiori have accumulated? If I imagine that and overlay it with the helplessness now budding within me, if I try to picture Hiori's feelings until today, even tears welled up. My hand, this other pathetic hand of mine, Hiori keeps holding it all this time. Hiori. A precious Osana Najimi. I don't want to let go of this hand ever again. I don't want her to let go. I was thinking about the true nature of this feeling, while lost in the night, Yoru, while crawling up those stone steps, led by Hiori's hand as I walked the path back to the Yume no Nedoko. I was thinking about it. It surely can be put into these words. Skia. Hiori, Skia. I really do.
タイガ。
I was completely overconfident somewhere. I had expected Hiori to be happy.
でも、
Hiori said it, looking anxious or perhaps lonely.
でもね、タイガ。私、何にもできない。タイガが私の中の迷子を持って行ってくれたけど、私の何にもできなさは ほとんど何にも変わらないんだよ。
I'm empty, Hiori said.
いつも空っぽなお腹の中みたいに。私、何にもないんだよ。空っぽで、薄っぺらで、ただのへっぽこ。どうして10年前の戦争に選ばれたのか、今になってもよくわかってない。
That's how little I have, Hiori said with a weary smile.
私にはね、タイガ。例えば歌とか、踊りとか、そういう風な、この世界を楽しい場所に変えられるような、特別な才能がないどころじゃなくて。
I can't study. I'm not good at sports and can't really talk much with anyone except those close to me. Someone like me, surely.
きっと、ね。この世界で生きていくという、ごくごく基本的な才能でさえも、私は、乏しい。
There was never anything in my hands. I couldn't grasp anything, Hiori said. What everyone in my age must have acquired at some point, I, from the day I was born until now, have nothing. Not a single thing.
そんな私なんかと一緒にいたら、タイガ、絶対、大変だよ。
The strength in our joined hands weakened.
絶対、タイガ、いつか私に呆れちゃう。私に大変な思いさせられるだけじゃなくて、多分、タイガは不幸になるよ。
When Taiga got lost in the Yoru, back then thinking I absolutely had to get Taiga back, a strange small Yuki welled up inside me. I want you to share any anxious feelings you might have with me, but we continue to be together like that. And the extraordinary Yoru differed from the usual, perhaps my emotions were running high. I was thinking that way, but
大切な人が、自分のせいで不幸せな人生を送ってるのなんて、見たくない。そんなの嫌だよ。もっともっと自分のことが許せなくなる。大嫌いになる。
if it leads to such a future, it's better to remain alone, just as I've always been. From now on, I want to live without involving anyone, shutting myself in a dark room confined there. Hiori murmured. Even more strength drained from our joined hands. My love that I conveyed is making Hiori anxious again. That's precisely why I think. Hiori. That's precisely why I wanted to convey these feelings to Hiori with the straightforward, unadored words. It doesn't matter what you can and can't do, Hiori. I want to be with you just as you are. I love the real you. And words like these are too straightforward, too direct. That's why you hear them everywhere. They're simple words, perhaps even cliche by now, but... Hiori. Hiori. But they are my true feelings. I want them to reach her. That's what I wish for. We probably can't do everything alone. That's why we get overwhelmed so easily. Takara. From now on, let's share all sorts of burdens between the two of us. I will too. I'll talk to Hiori as much as I can, as long as I can remember, so... An inexplicable sharp pain pierced my chest. I couldn't recall its true nature. I left it behind while climbing those stone steps left at the bottom of the Yoru. That doing so was right, even though I knew that doing so was necessary for the Yume to come true. But it was sad and lonely. Nakara Hiori. Tears. Don't hold back with me. Lean on me completely. Make things difficult. With you, Hiori, even a future of misfortune will be fun. Why? A single tear fell. What is the feeling filling my chest right now? What name should I give this feeling?
Aiga.
Into my trembling hand, Hiori clasped it again with strength. And then, as if confirming the existence of something within herself, after a small yet definite nod.
ありがとう。タイガ。
Hiori offered a soft yet still somewhat cloudy sky-like smile.
まだまだ怖い。不安だ。いっぱい心配なことは尽きないけれど。
She looked at me and answered, "Me too."
私も好きだよ。大河のこと、いつまでも消えない不安とか、怖さとか、心配な気持ちとか、それ以上に、私は、大河のことが、大好き、なんだよ。
Our lips met. Hiori. Touching Hiori's cheek, I said it again and again. We were so close our breaths seemed to touch. 俺は好きよ. I love you, I thought. And only those words could wipe her tears, and that was how it should be. I wish for that in my heart. Even the slightly selfish you. Even the you who can't do anything. 俺は好きよ. As I continued to speak, Hiori's cheeks right before me grew redder. だから Hiori, don't do that anymore in front of me. If possible, I want you not to worry about it even for a second.
あんなこと
Ah, you said things like, someone like me, didn't you? But, you know, I think it's precisely because you're that kind of Hiori that I fell for you.
そう
Ah, that's right.
そっか。そうなんだ。
She smiled faintly, her cheeks still flushed.
よかった。
Huh?
何もできない私でいいって、そんな私が好きって、そう言ってくれたのもね、安心だけど、大河の言葉で、なんだかちょっと、心がふわっとして、軽くなったような気がするよ。
But that, I'm glad, just now, wasn't just about that.
夜の中であったこと、どうしてかな。私は多分、全部覚えてるよ。
全部?
そう。例えば、あれだよ。大河とエッチした時のこととか、全部。
Oh, really? She remembers? The Yoda should be over by now. I wonder why. It's very strange.
誰かがね。
Huh? 誰か?
そう。誰かが、ね。私の背中を押してくれたように思うの。不思議だけど、上手に言葉にできないけれど、そんな感じがあるんだよ。
What do you mean?
ごめんね。やっぱり私にはよくわからないけれど、私が忘れたくないと思ってる私の思い出を全部忘れずにいさせてくれてる誰かがいるような気がしてる。そんな不思議が、魔法が私の中にある気がして。
Hiori gave a wry smile as she put her hand to her mune. It seemed to me as if she was appealing that somewhere, a deep part she couldn't quite understand herself was hurting.
だから、ね。
ん?
私、ちゃんと覚えてるよ。大河とエッチなことしただけじゃなくて、忘れずちゃんと覚えていられてる。
I see. I wonder what Hiori remembers without forgetting.
大河が、
He was mumbling, but then Hiori looked down and fell silent. Hiori, どうしたの?
ちょっと待っててもらってもいい？
Huh?
忘れ物が。
Oh, yeah. Wakata. I told her to wait. Hiori smiled awkwardly and said, Arigato.
では、少々お待ちを。
With a profound nod, Hiori pattered out of the inner room. Suddenly, I was all alone. What was that about? A lost item? Left behind? I just felt dazed. Time passed, but Hiori didn't come back. Don't tell me. Then it finally hit me. Too much had happened today, all in a single night. That's why I've been so dazed. And then it struck me. Don't tell me that lost item. She went all the way to the Jinja for it. I ended up saying it out loud, even though no one was there. It must have been 15 minutes after Hiori left. The parlor door opened.
ただいま戻りました。
Oh yeah, he wanted to do it with her in her Namiko outfit. Jesus, man. Saying that Hiori standing there was
巫女服
saying that
どうかな。似合う？
Hiori spun around once for me. Doshite. Again, at the suddenness of it, my eyes went wide. My tired brain wasn't processing much, but was mostly blank. Because of that, all I could say right now was this. Yeah, of course it suits you. You're kawaii. Totemo. I think I said it before, though. No matter how many times I see it, you're kawaii. But... Doshite? I tilted my head again. Why suddenly? That outfit.
夜でのこと覚えてるって言ったでしょ？
Yeah? It didn't click, so I tilted my head again. Seeing me like that, Hiori pouted her lips in displeasure.
タイが、その、夜の中で私とエッチなことしたとき、言った。
What did I say again?
巫女服。
Hiori repeated.
タイが巫女服を着た私と、その、エッチなことしたいって、そう言った。
No. What are you talking about? I vaguely remembered. Yeah. I did say that, didn't I? Yeah, I definitely said it. Hiori looked dejected. No, that's not it. Go, man. I wasn't sure I was wrong. What was wrong, but it was definitely wrong. I remember too. I remember it clearly. The Hiori Namiko outfit is super kawaii. I remember saying that clearly.
それだけ？
Hiori stared at me as if asking, "Is that all you remember?"
エッチしたいって言ったのも覚えてる？
I think I did. For some reason, the repeated question made me feel embarrassed.
タイガ。
Hi.
タイガは言ったよ。巫女服だけじゃなくってさ、10年前のちっこい私ともしたいって言ってたよ。
No, that's some bullshit she made up. No, that's her bullshit. That's not Taiga's bullshit. That's Hiori's bullshit. No, I don't think I said that. Tabun.
そう？でも残念そうな顔していたよ。すごく。ほら、今みたいに。
Baka. I patted my cheeks. What was I expecting? Am I an idiot? Am I a fool? Even as I cursed myself so harshly in my mind.
もう小さくはなれないけれど、タイがこんな格好の私のこと可愛いって言ってくれたから、だから。
Hiori mumbled, then looked down. And then she finally fell silent. What is wrong with me? Am I really such an idiot? I finally realized what Hiori was trying to tell me. No. I finally accepted it. Hiori, gomen nasai. Yeah, that's wrong. Arigato. That's right. That's what I wanted to say. Arigato, Hiori. You went out of your way to get it for me, didn't you? For my sake. I gripped Hiori's hand and kissed her. I repeated the short kisses several times. Soft and very warm.
タイガ大好き
After one of the kisses, Hiori said,
大好きだよタイガ
her flushed cheeks softened, and then she asked again, 覚えてますか?
ちょっと変態っぽいことはまた今度チャンスがあったら初めての時そう言ったのタイガ覚えてる？別にこれ変態っぽいってわけじゃないかもだけど
Hiori whispered as if making an excuse. And then to my lower half. She touched the part that had already become completely hard, just from our lips meeting, right through my pants. I was surprised by the sudden sensation. Hiori! I blinked rapidly. Hiori unzipped my pants, slowly with clumsy fingers. Hiori's fumbling hands made me Goizo Hio-chan, just like you! The big dinner I prepared disappeared in an instant.
ごちそうさまです美味しかったです
As I cleared away the empty plates, I asked, Are you full?
うーん
Tilting her head thoughtfully, Hiori gently rubbed her stomach.
もうちょっとだけ足りないのかも
Her cheeks a little red, she smiled. She hugged her rumbling stomach and curled up. Then she looked at me with an awkward glance.
まだまだお腹空っぽな感じがしちゃうかもだね
Right, of course. Far from enough, huh? As I tried to recall the contents of the fridge, I wonder, was there even enough left to make a little more something? If Asahi-san were here, she would have whipped up all kinds of delicious dishes for me. I say sorry, it's something I made. Any more than this, it might be tough to make with what I know and my cooking skills. Asahi-san and Toya aren't home right now. They've been out ever since I got back. Both of them had said something like, today we're headed out somewhere together. Hadn't they? At any rate, I was the only one who could stand in the kitchen. Hiori.
ごめんねタイガ私いっぱい食べる癖して全然お料理とかできないの
With a weary smile, Hiori says she can only whip up a cup of men, and those quick heat and serve what the hell is this? Anyway, what's it? Just that and nothing more.
でも聞いてよタイガ
Yeah, wonder what it is, Hio-chan.
これでもね私いろいろと頑張っては見てるんだよでも全然できないお料理はそのうちの一つで
I really am completely empty. Hiori shows a bitter smile, just like the stomach that's always growling.
空っぽで薄っぺらくて何にもできない自分のことをずっと恥ずかしいと思ってた
So at the very least, I need her to be a cheerful kid. If that's not the case, there'll be nowhere I belong at all, would there? That's exactly what I used to be so terrified of.
でも今はそんな自分も きにはまだまだ慣れていないけど、でもね、今ではもう恥ずかしくはないし嫌いでもないよ。
I don't like the meat. He can't do anything. But I don't hate him either.
だって
Hmm?
だってタイガがこういう私を好きって言ってくれたんだもん。タイガが好きって言ってくれた自分のことを嫌いとか恥ずかしいとか思ってたらね、なんだか私に好きをくれるタイガのことも嫌いだって言ってるみたいに思えて嫌だから。
Hiori rocked her body shyly, as if she was embarrassed. Hio-chan. Hiori.
うん。
What is it? Tilting my head inquisitively. I looked straight at Hiori like that. Skia. Hio. Daisuki. Hiori. I'll never let you go again. Thinking that, I took Hiori's hand. And then I touched Hiori's bright red, lustered cheek.
タイガはちょっとこんな男の子っぽい感じもあるんだなって私知らなかったよ。
Can't believe we're now a chud. Oh shit, that's our self insert, by the way. Anyway, wait. I hope you don't start to hate me though.
嫌いなんてそんなことなるわけないよ。
I lightly pressed my lips against Hiori's, who had tightly closed her eyes. When I parted our lips, her face was right there. Our eyes met, and I realized we were both surprisingly bright red. It somehow became funny, and we both laughed a little.
タイガの中には迷子があって、
Huh?
私の中にはまだ暴れん坊の怪獣がいる。
Hiori and I met. We might laugh, even fight. Everything we do together, fun or not, is happiness. I feel that. But
私の中の私たちの中の生きていくのに大変なものはなくなっちゃったわけじゃない。
Hiori says that living won't be easy from now on either. So I nodded and replied, Yeah, you're right, Hiori. This is quite difficult, isn't it? If Hiori doesn't lead me by the hand, I can't even properly return to the Yume no Nedoko. Hiori's feeling of an empty stomach is never filled. Indeed, many things are difficult. It's not easy. But you know, until now, Hiori was carrying both of them. Rather than carrying two by yourself, if we can each carry one and walk together. If we can always be in that kind of relationship. Hiori, for me, you know, I feel like this kind of difficulty is nothing at all. I smiled, hoping to convey the feeling that I truly, truly meant it.
タイガ
I said to Hiori, who was bright red and surprisingly seemed shyer than I thought. Doshita, Hiori.
その
Yeah. If there's something you want to say, I want you to tell me everything, Hiori.
そのさっきからずっとそうだったけれども、ひよちゃんじゃなくて、これからはその呼び方になっちゃうのかなって思って。
Yeah, I'd like to, but I asked if it's okay. No, it's not bad at all. But Hiori mutters hesitantly.
いきなりだとなんだかちょっとだけだよ。照れくさいような感じがして。ほんと照れてしまいますね。
I like the usual bright Hiori too, but I also like Hiori when she's blushing red and fidgeting only in front of me. I love her. I think she's incredibly cute. So I pulled at Hiori close.
タイガ？
Hiori was a little flustered and tried to press my lips against hers once more, but it's already ruined, Hiori.
お腹の怪獣は空気読んでくれないからね。
Even as she said it shyly, she looked a little down. I was finally able to discern Hiori's expressions like that. It felt like proof that we had grown even closer than Osana and Jimmy, and I was happy. Hiori.
うん。
Girls who eat a lot are cute.
そう。
I guess he's the architect. The architect. Anyway, of course it is.
だけど食費はいっぱい大変だよね。
Yeah, maybe. I nodded and replied, acknowledging that it's true. Then I'll do my best to earn a lot. A koibito who can't fill his kawaii kanojo's stomach. That's no good, right? Yeah, I wouldn't want to be that guy.
彼氏か。
Miori's already red cheeks grew even redder, and she swayed her body shyly, but... Actually, I wanted to say... Base? Whoa, man. Base, I say? But that's still too soon. It would be too rash, and would sound like a lie. So for today, this is fine. Well then, sate. Since that's the case, shall we go shopping?
お買い物？
That's right, we didn't have any dessert. I forgot. So let's go buy some together.
いいの？
Mochiron.
ご飯だけじゃないよ。甘いものもいっぱいいっぱい。たくさん食べたいなってお願いしちゃうかも。だよ。
Ah, that's fine, I know. I puffed out my chest, ready for anything. Since I'm still just a kid, I can't fill your stomach every day, Hiori. But, I'm sorry I say, but today is special. You can empty my wallet without mercy. In return, I just hope your stomach gets full, Hiori. So... Hiori, can I ask you for a favor? If Hiori doesn't lead me by the hand, I can't even go shopping, I said. After we both stepped outside, I held out my hand to Hiori. Hiori suddenly looked up at the sunset-colored sky. Her profile looked somewhat lonely, but
私も頑張るよ。
she said quietly,
これからいろいろいっぱい私も頑張ってみようって思う。何にもできない私でも大好きだってタイガは言ってくれたけど、でもね、いつもタイガにお腹いっぱいにしてもらったりとか何かをしてもらうばっかりじゃなくて、私もタイガに大好きなタイガに
right
何か
now...
してあげられる子になりたい。
Man, that took her a while to deliver that line. This VN, man. Anyway. Yeah, I noticed this VN. They talk really slow. Very slow. That's why I always have I had this tendency to click on the next line when I thought the line was already over. Jesus. Anyway. Right now, I can only lead the lost taiga by the hand, but
私もタイガ 画の力になれますように。そんな自分になれますように。それが私の新しい夢だよ。
Will it come true, I wonder? Hiori says.
私はこの夢も叶えることができるかな。
Yeah, of course. I have high hopes for you, I reply. Hiori, you say you can't do anything, but that's not true. I believe that you can do anything. Anything at all. That there's nothing you can't achieve. Because, Hiori, you came to pick me up when I was lost, didn't you? So even if no one in the whole world acknowledges a person like you, I alone want to keep believing by your side that you can surely do anything. Smiling at Hiori's anxiety, I replied, and Hiori in turn smiled back at me. Hiori, Yorotsuki Hiori, the girl who had been all alone until today. For tomorrow, I wish I could help fill that emptiness in her heart, so that her heart and body will never get lost again. Instead of our lips meeting, we firmly held hands.
じゃなく明日へ踏み出す背中をそっと押す昨日から届く贈り物だよ春風吹くこの場所で新しい舞台の上重ねた手と手をもう二度と離さずに二人で今歩き出そう終わらない物語を
さようなら。
It's morning. Sitting on the stone steps, I watched the backs of the two who had finally met as they walked away.
日和、大河。またいつか夜の中で会えたらいいな。
Even as I murmured that, yeah,
それは多分叶わないんじゃないかな。
I broke the rules. I can't go outside the dencha. I must not go out. If I break them,
こうなることくらい分かってた。
it's Asa. The Asa no Taiyo's light sparkled transparently on my palm, held up to the sky. And that's right, I knew this would happen if I broke the rules. And yet,
見ていられなかったんだよ。
I found myself smiling really.
大河がもうすぐ目の前に、あと一歩のところにうずくまっているのに。
Yet Hiori, you were clutching your head, thinking it was over, just as the sun awoke. Taiga, who was about to be swallowed by the Kage. My brain was also falling into a deep sleep. They just couldn't see each other. Just that, and the two who yearned for each other were right there, yet neither of them reached out. Watching them like that, I just couldn't bear it anymore. I impulsively jumped out of the dencha and pulled Hiori's hand. Dakara,
だから私はもう消える。
Nana-chan. That's probably what will happen. It's not that my existence will disappear. Rather, the memory, Kyoku, within me will disappear, and I will become pure white life, reborn as a new being or creature. My existence in Sonzai is nothing. I am just something that is here. I had many memories within me. Until my present self, there were many, many memories of those who were born into the Yoru as Chisai no Kami-sama no Yoru, then departed. My heart, my feelings, my very life. I inherited them all, and as such, I continue to live on in the Yoru. So the memories of someone within me, likely Hiyori's Okasan, I wonder what they became layered within me.
私は自分が誰だかわからない。
Oh, I guess that would explain why she doesn't know anything about herself, because she had so many times that her memory gets reset. In a sense, I'm a collection of memories. That person inside me wanted to properly bring the child who died before birth into this world. So they offered their own inochi to the Yoru and ended their life. I wonder whether that child could live a happy life. At the very least, they wanted to watch over their journey from the closest possible vantage point. And that's the kind of next they wished to the Yoru they could choose. But it wasn't so easy to do that. The person's heart was filled with guilt. They tried to burn away the life of a kind person to fulfill their own wish. I don't know why I did such a thing.
あの時、私はおかしかったんだよ。
Someone's Kyoku are still holding their head in their hands, suffering within my
どう
chest.
してあんな恐ろしいことを考えてしまったんだろう。考えるだけでなく、ためらいもなく、実行にまで移すだなんて。あんなのまるで。
As if my heart had been taken over by something. That's how it felt. I can only try to justify it that way, but such a thing is useless before the guilt that sprouts in my heart. It's too powerless.
私は双子の妹の居場所を奪い、何不自由なく、のうのうと生きてきた。
Wait. What? Nana-chan is... What? If I were to count my wickedness, there would be no end to it.
私みたいなものが、普通に願いや夢を叶えてはいけないよ。
That shouldn't be. It's not fair.
人に与えた不幸と同じくらいの不幸の中で、もがいて、苦しんで、消えてなくなるくらいがちょうどいい。
Such feelings swirl within my heart, and the feelings of wanting to watch over the child I cherish from nearby clash with each other. From now on, I will not live for myself, but for many people. That heart was reborn into a creature that carries someone's prayers, feelings, and wishes. Into such an existence, that heart was integrated. That is the Yoro no... I forgot what the word is, creature for Japanese. Creature of the night. The Chisai no Yoru no Kami-sama. By doing so, I was freed from a lot of guilt. My heart chose that path within the Yoru. In the dazzling Yoru every single night, I continue to carry someone's yume and kibo to the giant station at the edge of the night.
そういう風に忙しく、誰かのために生きていたなら、何もしてあげられないけど、あの子のそばにいることくらいは、許してもらえるよね。
I finally understand. That's what you're saying. So what happened was, Hiori's dad was Hiori's dad came back. Wait, what? So Hiori's mom used her life to bring back Hiori, right? And then Hiori chose to become a Yoro no Hidoko, a creature of the night. And that creature of the night just happened to be Nana-chan? Or just memories of her memories went to Nana-chan? I'm confused. What? Anyway. I mean, there was setup. Like, there was setup. You know, there's setup. Like, they did set this up for Toya's friend that this will be a thing, right? Anyway, convincing myself in that way, I placed the Dansha within the shrine grounds. From there, I always watch over that child's daily life. Hiori. Why? She always looked lonely. When she's with her friends, she's lively and playful. But after parting ways with her friends, I'd sit on the stone steps, vaguely gazing at the darkening sky all alone. Sometimes Hiori would sniffle. From the Dansha, I could only see her back, but I knew she was crying. When you're all alone watching the evening sky, you sometimes feel lonely, don't you? Wakaru. I get it. I understand how you feel completely. That's why I wanted to sit beside your lonely self and at least hold your hand, but...
ごめんね。
I can't even do that for you.
どうして私、こんななのかな。
Hiori is stroking her rumbling stomach with a troubled expression. I'm sorry. I'm a little embarrassing to always be hungry, no matter how much you eat, and no matter how much I eat.
今日も迷子になっちゃった。 いつも通ってる校舎の中なのに、私、バカみたい。
Hiori murmured to herself little by little as she vaguely gazed at the evening sky.
大我が、ともちゃんが、チワが、そばにいてくれなくなったら、私、ちゃんと一人で生きていけるのかな。
I'm sorry. Truly, so I'm sorry. The reason you're always hungry. The reason you always lose your way. That's probably because I made your body incomplete. That kind of regretful kyoku also exists within me. At the terminal station at time, I purchased the vessel parts one by one. Hiori, it's the body you need to be reborn in the real world. At that time, I didn't have enough star fragments for payment. Gomen ne, Hiori. I had no choice but to make do with cheap or makeshift parts. To create the vessel, I need to purchase many materials. Even the individuality and talents one is born with are determined by the materials incorporated into the vessel. It was a crucial task that would determine your life.
だけど、
The compass I embedded in the doll's head was cheap. I couldn't fill much into its stomach. It was almost empty. Perappo. I simply ran out of time. At that time, I could only stay in the Yoru for a single night. After that, I could never enter it again because my heart grew up. So I didn't even have the luxury of going to collect star fragments again. And so I completed your body as it was.
私の中の誰かは、その時のことも、ずっと後悔してる。
What a truly terrible Okasan. The Kyoko inside me was always lamenting.
私がもっとたくさん星のかけらを集められていて、もっともっとあなたにぴったりなパーツを購入できてたら。
Wait, before we continue, I'm still a little confused over the whole Nana-chan and her Okasan. I think it was demonstrated before that Nana-chan tends to get the memories of people she interacted instead of... You know, she's able to retrieve the memories of people she interacted with. That's why at times she speaks as if she's that person. So maybe this is just the memory of her Okasan and Nana-chan is completely different. But then again, there was the whole explanation and the whole... I could be here so I could sit next to you. And the reason why she stays at the shrine grounds is because she is literally her mom. Reborn as like a creature of the night. That's right? I'm still a little confused. Because right now, that's how I interpreted it. But like, I remember that one detail that she gets memories of whatever she interacts with. So, I don't know, man. Anyway, I guess she's explained. There's now explanation of why or is he the way she is right now. It's my fault because I wasn't careful enough. Hiori, who can hardly be said to be living skillfully or deftly.
こんな私じゃ、いつか誰にも相手にされなくなっちゃうよ。
Hiori always looked at the Sora with a lonely expression. There's a gaping hole in my heart. A small, yet incredibly sharp, deep hole I can't seem to fill on my own. That's like looking at my other half. Someone inside me said that. It's okay. Even though no one cares about you, I'm here. I'll be by your side. You're not alone.
だからお願い。もう、泣かないで。
Because those feelings, those words, they won't reach. If from now on you ever stumble in your life, and that time I want to be the first to lend a hand, I want to be your chikara. Wishing that, and I even dream at that moment.
あなたの生きていく世界を守らなきゃ。
That was before you met me and the others. I heard a rumor that the Master of Destruction, known as the Yoru no O, would soon appear. And he would even invade the real world with the depths of darkness, and humanity would perish. Such rumors had somehow began to be whispered credibly within the Yoru.
そんなことさせないよ。絶対に。
I talked with the Yoru no Mahotsukai, and we nodded, agreeing to combine our strength. I gathered children from various places. Children, Kodomo, who possessed the heart's power to defeat the Yoru no O, humanity's enemy. All of it, Hiori, it was the result of my prayers that your life would be even a little easier. Okay, I'm starting to be convinced this is literally her mom.
だけど、夜の王との戦いに、まさか日和も参加しようだなんて。そんなこと思いもしなかったけど。
But I believe Hiori was able to meet precious friends during that gathering. I might have made her feel a little scared, but I have no regrets. I believe light surely changes into light, or Hikari o Yami, depending on who you meet, and I think an irreplaceable treasure sleeps among those Hiori met. Looking vaguely at the Sora after we parted and feeling a little lonely, Sabishi, is surely because I cherish that connection. I felt a little relieved. I'm sure these kids will never let Hiori be alone. Though Hiori seems scared, wondering what if everyone abandons her.
でも、それは心配することないって感じるよ、日和。
Soon after that, I thought I wanted to fulfill my Yume. I'm muttering this in my heart over and over.
あなたがもし人生に迷ったりつまずいてしまうようなことがあったなら、私が必ず一番に駆けつけて力を貸すよ。
And tonight I leap from the densha and push her back. I fulfilled my Yume. At least I should have.
どうかな。私、少しはあなたの役に立てたかな。
I might have been a no good parent. Oh yeah. And a no good me. Even as an adult, even as a parent, oh yeah. Why do humans keep making mistakes? Ushigi. Someone inside me is saying that. I wonder how much time had passed. The sky I looked up at was already peaceful in the evening twilight. More than half a day has passed since the two of them left. Truly, the creatures of the night are insensitive to the time. As for me, who broke the rules, once that sun sets, I will be reborn as a completely different me within the Yoru. The Kyoko within me will all vanish here. The me I've been until now will no longer be there. If I didn't bear that risk, I couldn't suppress my guilt and be reborn by Hiyori's side. I always cherished Hiori and prayed that her mirai would be filled with much shiase. All those feelings will turn completely blank. It's not like this life of mine will end, but for all the Kyoku I have accumulated to disappear is as frightening as death itself.
もう少しだけ。
I murmured to the Sora I looked up at.
もう少しだけ、日和。あなたのことをそばで見ていたかったな。
I had no regrets about living through the Yoru in this way, or about being able to help Hiori in the end. Nothing, not a single thing.
やっぱりもう少しだけあなたの成長をそばで見つめていたい。ねえ日和、あなたがこの先私とは違い、本当に誰かのことを好きになったりして、あなたもたくさんいっぱい誰かに愛されて、大切な人と手をつないで笑って歩く、そんな日和の姿をいつか見てみたかったな。
I don't want to disappear, and that's what I thought, until I know that Hiori has found Shiaose. Doka. Everyone's fine. Anything is fine. Can you hear me?
もう少しだけ日和のそばにいさせてください。なんて。
That's no good, is it? Such a selfish wish. It won't be forgiven, will it? Tears spill. I hug the fluffy doll that's always with me. Any more selfishness than this is no good. I'll only end up disappointing myself again. I feel like I'll be crushed by all this guilt. So I'll just quietly disappear like this. That's for the best. So. Ino. Repeating it to myself many times, I deeply and quietly close my eyelids, but
ねえ、ナナちゃん。
I heard a voice. Then someone gently sat beside me and took my hand. Hesitantly. When I opened my closed eyelids,
ナナちゃん、あなたは私に教えてくれたよね。
it was Hiori. Hiori, dressed in something incredibly cute, sat beside me in the stone steps and held my hand. That outfit is cute. What happened when I asked? Hiori shyly smiled and said I asked Taiga. She asked Taiga to grant this Yume. 2. Hiori had become Taiga's Maho. It was a Maho Shoujo outfit. If I were to use the words Yoru no Maho Tsukai would like, that's what it would be. Why that outfit? You asked Taiga. What did that mean? To me, my eyes widened, blinking repeatedly. Hiori quietly continued.
ナナちゃん、私に言ってくれたよね。今度は自分のために魔法を使いなさいって。ねえ、ナナちゃん。
Hiori squeezed my hand, the one we held together just a little.
私のお母さんは、この世界に生まれ直した私が、誰かのことを心から好きになれますようにって願ってた。ナナちゃんは私にそう教えてくれたよね。聞いてよ、ナナちゃん。私ね、大好きな人できたよ。夢も希望も何にもなかった空っぽな私だったけど、この人と一緒に生きていたい、そういう人を見つけられたの。そんな私の今をずっとずっと遠い夜の果てにいる大切な人に伝えたい。私は今幸せになり始めてるんだって思うよ。
Convey all those feelings.
私は私の夢を叶えるために魔法を使ったんだよ。
Hiori said it's okay for Yume to change.
お願い、ナナちゃん。私たちの夜の神様。私の今をお母さんへ届けてほしい。それが私の新しい夢だよ。
To grant that Yume, Hiori was here like this. The journey we took together last night was the last, Saigo, because Hiori could no longer be involved with the Yoru after that Yoru. Her kokoro must have taken another step closer to adulthood because she was Hiori. She wished the Taiga to meet me just one last time, and now she had become the Maho of a Maho Shoujo Tsukai, sitting beside me like this.
私はこれからもこの街で、この世界で暮らしていくよ。大好きな人と一緒に生きていく。だからお願い、ナナちゃん。ずっとずっと昔に私が私になる前にさよならしちゃった人、その人に私の今とこれからを届けてほしいよ。
I'm not alone, because, just as you prayed, I found someone precious. I want you to deliver my words and feelings to them. What should I say to Hiori? I try asking this someone within me. Akioku, who exactly am I? I don't know myself, but I understand one thing. Someone who cherishes Hiori is saying this within me.
届けるよ。日和の今も、日和のこれからも。私が絶対届けてみせるよ。これからどんなことがあったとしても。あなたが自分のことをどうしてもまた嫌いになってしまうようなことがあったとしても。
It'll be okay, I'm sure.
もしも世界中があなたのことを責めようと、その人だけはあなたのことを許してくれるし、いつまでもあなたのことを応援し続けてくれると思うよ。
I feel that living is a lot like writing a tegami. Into the many mailboxes scattered throughout the Yoru, tegami arrives spelling out the yume and kibo of those asleep in this town. Each one seems like a proof that someone, a stranger, lived that day earnestly and preciously. There for those who once said sayonara. Though they're no longer visible to our eyes, they are surely watching over us from somewhere. They are the form of feelings written quietly, as if offering a prayer, as if speaking to that someone we wish to believe in. Because for me, who collects that every night, each tegami itself feels like a page from someone's precious life.
だからね、日和。これからは大切な人に宛てた手紙を書くように生きてみて。
As something sad happens, don't embellish that sadness. As something sabishi happens, don't deceive yourself with that loneliness. Cherish your true feelings quietly, as if gazing upon them. Live each day, pouring your heart into it.
そういう風に生きていく日和の思いを手紙に変えて、私が必ず届けてみせるよ。誰にだって、どこにだって、あなたの全部を届けてみせる。
With all your feelings, let's deliver it all close. Many invisible hearts will pray that your future life will be as vividly colored as a storm of fully bloomed flowers. We, who live in the Yoru, always think of and pray for such futures somewhere. Dream of the day when these hands can help you again. Should you ever be overcome by sadness?
約束するよ。
Absolutely. Even if a fleeting Yoru comes upon us from now on, even if my current self forgets everything up until today, I'll remember. I swear that only my promise to you will never be forgotten and will remain here forever. Instead of putting those feelings into words, we just kept holding hands, watching the sky darken. Forever we watch. Nah. Shiteru, Hiori? I always thought I wanted to watch a sunset sky with you. Right here beside me. Me too. Did my yume come true too? Thinking that, I no longer felt lonely. Tokorode, what was the cause of Maho? I asked Hiori, who had returned to her original form from the one she had transformed into as my Maho.
私はこの夢も叶えることができるかな。
Led by Hiori, who had whispered that, I came here. Our meeting place, Yorutsuki Jinja, its grounds. As soon as we arrived here, Hiori said this to me.
タイガ、お願い。私、魔法を使いたい。
That's why we stopped here like this. Before shopping, Hiori said, Maho is truly the Saigo no Maho. Once it's used, miracles will no longer happen between us. Never again will strange things happen. We'll fully step into the adult world. Fully aware of all that, Hiori told me she needed Maho. Wouldn't the cost for that be dangerous? When I asked for confirmation, Hiori replied, "It's fine. Trust me," she said. Wakata, I nodded. Because I no longer had any reason or logic to doubt someone precious to me, I gave permission for the Maho. Hiori sat on the stone steps, gazing at the sunset sky with someone. I couldn't clearly see that figure, but I did realize that someone was definitely next to Hiori. As Hiori fell, the Maho no Toki ended. I tried asking again, what was the cause of Maho?
迷子だよ。
Hiori said,
大河の中の迷子をね、私の中にお帰りなさいってする。それが魔法の代償。
Ah! I looked around. It was the machi. Where the stone steps where I stood beside Hiori, I surveyed the townscape. Tashikani. Indeed, I could clearly trace the path to the Yume no Nedoko and the path to the academy all in my head. Even though I had just confirmed if Hiori's Maho wasn't dangerous.
へへへ。騙されちゃいましたね、大河。
For some reason, Hiori looked triumphant. What the? We said we shared the hard stuff. Half and half, didn't we? I said it, a little sulkily, making it sound deliberate.
うん。ありがとう、大河。その通りだけどもね。でも、もともとこの迷子は私のものだし。大河が私のために大変になっちゃうのはさ、やっぱり見てたくないなーって。
Hiori said that, a wry smile on her face.
あ、
Immediately it changed to a mischievous smile.
やっぱりそうでもないかも。
Huh?
大河はね、ちゃんと大変だと思うよ。迷子がいなくなってもこれからいっぱい大変。
Is that so?
うん、そうだよ。だって私は今まで通りのへっぽこのままで、ひよこなサイズの私から多分あんまり成長できていない。
Takara, Hiori said.
一人じゃ何にもできない私だから、これから大河にいっぱいいっぱい甘やかしてもらう予定。
Oh!
美味しいものも甘いものもたくさんたくさんごちそうしてもらうんだ。
Oh, I see. That certainly sounds like it'll be tougher than I'm imagining right now.
でしょ？
Again, she looked triumphant.
覚悟しておいてね、タイガ。ひよりちゃんはね、タイガが思ってる以上に甘えん坊さんかもしんないよ。
Dakara, onegai. Don't let go of my hand. Onegai, don't leave me alone. Because Hiori said that so softly. Honestly, I sighed. I smiled. Holding hands with someone precious and going home together. Just being able to do that is enough. More than enough. I'm happy. Siawase. Today, tomorrow, korekara mo. About holding this hand like this, I won't hesitate. So please, watch over us from now on. I spoke those words in my heart to the quietly shining pure white full moon, Mangetsu. And that is Hiori's route. Thoughts? You know what? How it ended gave me an idea why one half of the route was Toya's route, basically. And then the last part of her route was related to Nana-chan. Truly, Hiori can't live alone. Her route is like, it is supported by 2 side characters. If you think about it, most of the half of the runtime was already taken up by Toya's story, and then because you went through Toya's story, it built the suspension of disbelief that you needed to understand what they were trying to pull for Hiyori's route, and then Nana-chan was there, and then you finally understand a little bit more about Nana-chan, and then yeah, truly, this is one of those poetry shit, man. It finally makes sense to me why Hiyori's route is like half of her route was Toya's route, and the last part was Nana-chan's story. It makes sense. It hurts my brain though. But overall, it's an okay route. I can understand why some people feel like it's like the route that they least liked about this VN. especially Toya's route. Toya had a lot of like Toya's section of the route. She had a lot of like, you know, this is what I did, and then we'll go to another perspective. But this is what I did during the time when the other perspective did this. And yeah, they did a lot of that repetition thing. Yeah, the route structure really connected to the stuff that was going on with Hiori. I guess it's not bad. I mean, it's okay. They really tried to pull something there. I got sold with it, but you know, it's just okay. Half of, I mean, but it doesn't change a single thing about like, well, half of Hiyori's route is Toya's route story, and then yeah, Nana-chan was there to. Wait, I'm a little confused. Is it really just the memory of her Okasan within Nana-chan, or like she? Because there was that dialogue line about like, I mean, it was set up earlier about Nana-chan would be like, when we first met our, when she first had to deliver the first Akumu, there was that moment she read the memories of the shadow thing, whatever, and it felt like it was like that to me. But then there was just like the whole explanation about like, this is where Toya's story was like, my friend wanted to be Yoru no creature of the night, and then I guess it makes sense that Nana-chan was probably her Hiyori's mom, Mitsuki, decided to become a creature of the night, and she ended up being as Nana-chan, and then explains why Nana-chan always hangs out at like the Yorisuki Jinja and all that. I guess that makes sense. But then again, didn't she? They did say that like her dad came back, so it means that her mom, Hiyori's mom, used her life to help create Hiori. But then how could she be? No, she became a shadow. Essentially, after you offer your own light, you become a shadow. But how does the shadow get to have enough to pay to become like a creature of the night, right? Maybe I'm missing something important here. maybe aside from the star fragments, she was able to get some coins that she could use to become a creature of the night. Maybe I forgot something about how that mechanism works. But, you know, she accumulated something, right? I mean, she lived a life to to an extent, right? She didn't have enough star fragments to complete Hiori, but she probably had used her own life to. No, 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 no. But the payment of like, what the fuck? Maybe it is just like memories of her mom instead of like literally. No, but because it explains why Nana-chan was always hanging around like Yorotsuki Jinja. There was also that thing about like the fucking Sakura and the girl. I don't know. Maybe that's some lore background stuff that's going to be set up for like the true route. I don't know, man. I really need time to think about this stuff. But yeah, Hiyori's route is just okay. It's just okay. I thought it was gonna be worse than that, you know, because I read the VMDB reviews, but I guess it's okay. It's but yeah, half of her route was literally was just not about her, but it helps in giving story to Toya and setting up the storyline for Hiori and allowing that to help you suspend your disbelief of the stuff that's going to happen in her route. Oh man, it's yeah. Anyway, that's it for Sakura Moyu. Next round will be Chiwa's route. I'm excited for that. I'll get going. I will need to start my KCD2 stream. We'll do Chiwa's route tomorrow, maybe. I might do Haruka Nasora tonight. Big might. I really want to play KCD2 tonight. But yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy watching, and I'll see you guys on the next upload. We finally have an ending song. Okay, but I'll have to get that out. Anyway, that'll be on the next upload. Anyway, I'll see you guys. Ciao.